If you're watching this, it's safe to say you're more likely a fan of G.I. Joe Classified series, as am I. As fans, I think we're all so excited that the line exists and has grown as much as it has since its launch. We previously released a video where Hasbro went over some of the things we can expect to see moving forward into 2024. This video is the other side of the coin, where I, as a fan, go over how 2023 is going. Like always, please think about leaving a like on this video and subscribing to the channel if you're enjoying what we're doing here. As well, let's start a dialogue and have a discussion ongoing in the comments on the material of this video. Let's dive in. The good. As fans of Classified, 2023 has been an amazing year, and this was the year that we've all been waiting for, with the introduction of vehicles being added to the line. We got the introduction of the HasLab Dragonfly, which was successfully backed in a few days. Then we have mainstream releases like the Cobra Flight Pod, available for pre-order, and now even more are coming with the Cobra SMS and the Joe Vamp, which we all know will lead to even more vehicles further down the road, such as the Cobra Stinger or Mark II. I think they're pretty much guaranteed. So 2023 has been extremely good for the line. As well, we have a ton of new characters coming, and I, for one, am really excited to get the Cobra Eels in my hands. Hopefully, Amazon doesn't let me down. What are your highlights for this previous year when it comes to the Classified line? Leave them in the comments below. The bad. We just talked about the good, and certainly as fans, we can all say things have for sure improved. However, there is one thing I would consider bad at the moment: the pacing. This first came to my attention when I saw a fellow collector post on Facebook that he currently had 29 Classified pre-orders. That had me thinking, how many do I currently have? I would consider myself a selective buyer, as I have a certain budget for these things, and after doing a quick count, I came to the realization that I have 13 Classified figures pre-order at the moment. Wow, that's crazy. Also, a lot of these figures often come out in the same release window, so that can lead to an expensive time for something that is meant to be a fun hobby. While on the topic of pacing, I'm going to stick this in here too. Yojo June. While I'll be the first to say I love all the constant news, I do think the pacing needs to be adjusted a bit. Possibly not have so many pre-orders every week. Instead, stick with more of the news, announcements, and reveals. I don't think a lot of people will agree with me on this one, but it just popped in my head and I thought I'd bring it up. Next up, repaints. So if you go through the list of figures that are currently released and who's on the way, these are what the numbers look like. If you look at histank.com's list of Classified figures, out of a possible like 111 announced figures or 70-ish currently released figures, around 21 of them would be considered repaints. I think that number seems a bit high. I think Snake Eyes alone has 5 different versions. That's a lot. Also, one could possibly include exclusives as a bad thing as well. I, for one, am not really happy that Snow Job and the Flight Pod are Pulse exclusives. This makes it very difficult and expensive to acquire these sought-after items. However, I do understand that those are business decisions. What are your thoughts? What have been bad points to the Classified line that you would like addressed? The ugly. Falcon? Enough said? Well, to be honest, we already did a video on this topic. Check it out here. So what else is ugly in 2023? This guy, Chuckles. And I'm not talking about his face. I'm talking about how his exclusivity was handled as a feature item at San Diego Comic-Con 2023. Like in previous years, Hasbro handed out pre-order tickets on site at San Diego Comic-Con. Many people were able to get them. However, people took these tickets and sold them on eBay for a hefty price, some going as high as $50 to $75 USD. Remember, that wasn't for the figure, that was for a code to be able to pre-order the figure. Many thought that this would be the only way they could ever get Chuckles. You're asking yourself, what's ugly about this? This is a normal SDC process. Well, the ugly is that Hasbro Pulse had these up for pre-order on their site a mere 3 days later, really screwing over a lot of hardcore fans that paid through the nose to gain access to what they thought was an extremely limited edition Chuckles. The icing on the cake? He wasn't even hard to get. Chuckles was still available long after going live on the site, leaving some to wonder, why was Chuckles even made an exclusive if he wasn't that sought after by the community? What are your thoughts on this turn of events over Chuckles? Were you able to get one, or did you even want to get one in the first place? That's one fan's view on how the line has been going in 2023. There are still a few months left to the year, and we're expecting another wave of releases in the coming months. Then, bring on 2024. While we're waiting, check out these Skybound new comic designs or check out one of our 60-second videos. See you next time.